Today, something strange happened when I looked inside my shoes. At first, I did not understand.
It was a normal morning. The room was quiet. Soft light came through the window. The air felt warm already. I woke up early. I sat on the bed for a moment. I stretched my arms. I took a deep breath. Everything felt calm. I like mornings like this. Slow, quiet, simple. I stood up and walked to the window. Outside, the street was still peaceful. A tree moved a little in the wind. Far away, I could hear a motorbike. It felt like a good day for a walk. So I smiled a little. Okay, let's go. I went to wash my face. I fixed my hair. I put on simple clothes. Nothing special, just something comfortable. Then I looked at the floor near the door. My shoes were there. The same shoes I often wear in the morning. I sat down to put them on. But then I stopped. Something felt strange. I am not sure why. Maybe it was only a small feeling, a quiet feeling, a little doubt inside me. I looked at the left shoe. It looked normal. I looked at the right shoe, also normal. So why did I stop? I waited for a second. Then I picked up one shoe. It felt a little heavier. Or maybe that was only my imagination. I'm thinking too much, I told myself. Still, I did not put it on. I looked inside. At first, I saw only darkness. Then I moved the shoe a little closer to the light, and suddenly I saw it. A huge spider inside my shoe. I pulled my hand back very fast. Oh! My heart jumped. I stood up immediately. The shoe almost fell from my hand. For 1 second, I could not move. I just looked at it. A spider. A big one. Inside my shoe. How did it get there? I took one step back, then another. My room was still quiet. The light was still soft. Everything around me looked normal, but now nothing felt normal. I looked at the shoe again. The spider was still inside, not moving much, just there, waiting. I did not like that, not at all. I felt cold for a moment, even in the warm room. What should I do? Put the shoe down? Shake it? Run away? I laughed a little, but not because it was funny. Sometimes I laugh when I feel nervous. I put the shoe down very slowly, carefully, very carefully. Then I looked around the room. I wanted something long, not my hand, never my hand. So I walked to the kitchen. My steps were quick now, not calm like before. I found a broom. Okay, this is better. I came back to the door. The shoe was still there. The spider was still inside. I looked at it from far away. Then a little closer. My heart was still beating fast. I touched the shoe very lightly with the broom. Nothing. I touched it again. This time the shoe moved a little, and then the spider moved too, fast. I jumped back. No, no, no. I did not want that. The broom almost slipped from my hand. For 1 second, I thought the spider would run across the floor, but it stayed near the shoe. I looked at the door. Maybe I should open it. Yes, that was better. So I opened the apartment door. Warm air came inside. I could hear a bird outside. Everything felt so peaceful out there. And here I was, standing with a broom, looking at a spider in my shoe. Life is strange sometimes. I took a deep breath. Slowly. Then I used the broom again, a little stronger this time. The shoe moved. The spider came out. I stepped back again. It moved across the floor very quickly. Too quickly. I did not like that. But then it changed direction. It went toward the open door. Good. Yes, go outside. Please go outside. I gently moved the broom behind it, not touching too hard, just guiding it, step by step, slowly. The spider kept moving. Then, finally, it crossed the door. Out. Gone. I stood still for a moment. The broom was still in my hand. The room was quiet again. I looked at the floor. No spider. I looked inside both shoes again. Nothing. Empty. Safe. I let out a long breath. Okay, now I can breathe again. I put the broom against the wall. Then I sat down, just for a moment. I needed that. My body felt lighter now, but I was also thinking, what if I did not check? What if I just put my foot inside the shoe? That thought made me uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. I looked at my shoes again. They looked so simple, so normal, and just a minute before, one of them had a huge spider inside. It's strange how small things can change a quiet morning. 1 second, everything is calm. The next second, your heart is racing. You never really know. That's part of living alone, too. You need to notice things yourself. You need to stop sometimes. Look carefully. Check again. Even small things, especially small things. I smiled a little then. Not because I liked the spider, no, but because the moment was over, and because now it felt almost funny. Almost. I picked up my shoes again. This time I looked inside both of them very carefully. Left shoe, clear. Right shoe, clear. Good. Very good. Then I put them on. Slowly. No problem. I stood up. I took my bag. I checked again. Phone, keys. Good. Then I looked once more at my shoes. Yes, everything was fine now. I opened the door and left the apartment. Outside, the morning was still warm. The street was still quiet. A tree moved slowly in the wind. Far away, I could hear another motorbike. The world looked the same, but I felt a little different, more awake, more careful. Sometimes a strange moment can do that. It can wake you up. It can remind you to slow down, to notice, to check, to be present. My morning walk was not exactly peaceful in the beginning, but in the end I felt calm again, and maybe a little proud too, because I didn't scream too much, only a little inside my head. What about you? Do you always check your shoes before you wear them? Have you ever found something strange inside a shoe? If you write your answer, I will read your comment. If you want to listen to another simple story, you can watch this next video. Thank you for listening. See you next time.